Right, I'm going to make this quite quick. This is the Freestyle Libre flash glucose monitoring system. This packet I got in the mail after about 5 days after ordering directly from the website. I would recommend ordering from the website so that you know that it's legit, and it's also probably the best price anyway. I've seen it bumped up quite a lot on Amazon. This little pack is simply the sensor. It doesn't come with the reader, and it cost £57.95. Within, you get the sensor applicator, the actual sensor pack, which is sterile, 2 alcohol wipes, and the product insert. I'm not entirely sure which is which just yet, but in a second I'll lay them all out and you can see. Right, so this is what comes inside the pack. This here is the sensor pack. Within this is the actual sensor which attaches onto your arm. This is the applicator and also the product insert. That's the applicator and this is the product insert, I think. Don't quote me on that, but it does seem to be that that's the case. You also get 2 pre-injection swabs which you just use to wipe down the area. And finally you get the instructions, which are quite clear, to be honest. We give you 9 steps to follow and also 9 picture steps just to be extra clear, and a bunch of extra information that seems to be both in English and in Spanish, but you mostly just need to look at this side. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is take off this lid from the sensor pack, revealing just a kind of plastic looking thing. And the next thing we need to do is unscrew the cap from the sensor applicator. It detaches quite easily and reveals the bottom of the sensor, which will be attached to your arm. That's the side that will be attached to your arm. And then the next part is quite important. So what you need to do is take your sensor applicator and the sensor itself and line up this line with that little thing there, and then push down, which leaves the plastic part there, and then gives you a good look at what's going into your arm, being this needle-like thing. Right, so I've already applied the alcohol swab. I'm putting it on my left arm. You need to put it on the back of your arm to ensure that it's kind of out of the way and stuff like that. I will apply it just now. Let's see. And there you have it. There was no pain at all whatsoever for me, though some people online have mentioned that they have a little bit of pain, and that's attached on the back of my arm. I do not have the reader because I use the app. However, it does take an hour for the sensor to start working properly. So I will be back in an hour to let you know how it goes, and I will also be giving a few thoughts on. So an hour has passed, so I'm going to bring up the LibreLink app on my phone. It's not very obvious to see on focuses. I have done one test scan just now, which brought me in at 9.6. and I'm going to do another one just now, and this is how you do it. You essentially just hold the phone and then it comes up, it says 9.7, and it also has a little arrow which says what direction your levels are going in. So that's just going out of my target range at the moment, which is between 5 and 10 due to my illness at the moment. hopefully I get to bring that down. But it does give you the option to add notes. Say for example, if you're going to take food with it, or if you're going to take rapid acting insulin, long acting insulin, or if you're going to have exercise, and any further comments you would like to add. It's incredibly handy. It scans through clothes, and you can just essentially use it wherever you're on the go, like in restaurants without having to whip out a tester, and when you're exercising incredibly easily. So I think it's a very, very handy piece of kit. So it's important to talk about the pros and cons of these kind of devices. And to be honest, there's a lot of pros to this. It's very easy to apply and it's virtually pain-free. Some people have mentioned that they experience a tiny bit of pain when they're applying the sensor, but no more than you would by testing your levels normally if using a finger prick. Again, some people also mention that there's a dull pain that kind of stays while you've got the sensor applied, and I kind of see what they mean by that. Like there is just a slight sensation around where it's been actually applied, kind of circling the actual sensor, but it doesn't seem to be too much of a problem. For me, I think it's worth it for the better data. One of the main cons is the price. To get the starter pack, which comes with 2 sensors and the reader, it costs £160, not including postage. To buy the reader on its own, it is about £57, and the same price for each sensor. And each sensor lasts only 14 days, so you should normally have to use 2 to 3 a month. Again, it's probably also worth buying like 4 a month just to have a couple of backups, because there have been issues where just if the plaster comes off and then it falls off, then that's it, gone for them. And some people have mentioned that if they walk into doors and it gets caught on something, it'll just rip right off, which is another issue. So the price is certainly a downside, because that's essentially about £200 a month if you're buying 4 a month, which is pretty unreasonable for someone without a job or on benefits, etc. However, I do think that having this sort of control over the data allows you to really help nail your diabetes, and will probably be safer for you in the long run. So if you can afford it, I would recommend it, and hopefully it'll be on the NHS before too long, or hopefully it'll come down in price as the technology gets better. Furthermore, there have been some issues about the plaster not lasting. The sensor itself is meant to last 14 days, however many people say that after about 5 to 7 days the plaster, which holds it in place, tends to come off, and then the sensor will just fall out that way. So after maybe a couple of days, I would recommend preemptively holding it in place with something. I have used medical tape at the moment, but that's not entirely ideal, because you have to replace medical tape every couple of days. I think possibly one of those plasters, like the large plasters that you could stick over the top of it, you should still be able to scan through that plaster, or perhaps one of those wraps that you use for ankles or wrists when they've been staped. It's worth noting that the scans are often slightly inaccurate on the first day, often being a couple of moles lower than you would expect, or as what coincides with your actual blood sugar tester. But that usually sorts itself out within a few hours, and then you'll find them being relatively similar. Overall, I would say this product is about an 8 out of 10 product, with points deducted for the fragility of the plaster, and also that on occasion you'll scan and it'll say that it cannot receive the data and it's asked you to wait 10 minutes, which can be a little bit annoying, but in comparison with the rest of the product, I think it's actually a reasonable downside to kind of respect at this point in the technology. So overall, I would recommend it to any diabetic.